Hey, listen to Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM, ArrowFM, and MPR. As always, I'm Grady, and live on Skype we got Josh.
Hey.
So we got quite a few title matches that have happened in this past week, and not a lot of information about this Elimination Chamber pay-per-view that's coming up next weekend. We talked extensively about the Raw Women's Championship number one contendership Elimination Chamber. I gotta feel like we're gonna get another one, and it's probably gonna come from the SmackDown side. So my question to you is, who do you see competing in the SmackDown Elimination Chamber, if they have one? I'll put in my number one guy, Sheamus. I think he's gonna move on. He's finished his little feud with Shorty G. He defeated him and Apollo 2-on-1, and I think Sheamus will move on and make an appearance in that chamber.
I don't think you will.
Okay.
For the simple reason that I don't think they want to stunt his momentum, because he would almost have to take a loss at some point in that match.
That's true. Only one man can walk out as the winner, and if it is a number one contendership, I agree. I do not see him picking up the win.
I'll say Reigns, Corbin, Braun Strowman, Shinsuke Nakamura,
Daniel Bryan?
Yeah, Daniel Bryan, obviously.
That's 5.
And then John Cena.
Okay, let's throw Cena in there as number 6. It gives him something to do, to be fair.
Plus, it throws a wild card in there, maybe to extend the Fiend's reign as champion beyond WrestleMania.
It's true. You know, there's a lot of... We get to this period now where you're sort of late February, March is where it really kicks off, but the rumor mill just starts turning about what you can potentially see at WrestleMania. And so many times you just sort of hear the potential and you're like, oh, that match sounds cool. Ooh, but that one sounds cool too. And there's so many different options, especially with the big titles and with the big guys, you know. Rumors swirling about The Undertaker showing up at WrestleMania and making an appearance. John Cena potentially going to be there as well. And then you're like, okay, but then who gets those shots? And then after you're like, but then what do you do with this guy? And what do you do with this guy? And the rumors change week to week, sometimes day to day. And so, as you say, when you throw in someone like John Cena into there, you're like, well, maybe we're going to get John Cena.
Yeah, Cena versus Fiend, give Fiend his win back, and then we can do Reigns versus Fiend at SummerSlam. And that gives the Fiend a nice long title reign, so that when Reigns does go over him, it's not been a couple months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it will, if I just hope, regardless, I think I've said this before, regardless that the Fiend walks out of WrestleMania as champion. If it's Cena, if it's Reigns, if it's Goldberg in another match, if it's somehow randomly Sheamus, if it's Sheamus and Bryan in a triple threat, if it's Big E, because everybody else got injured and they changed up last minute to put a member of the New Day in the title scene. I just hope that Bray walks out with the title against whoever he ends up going up against. Or The Undertaker. Why not? Let's just continue throwing names at him.
No, I think The Undertaker's going to be busy with a phenomenal superstar.
Is this purely so that you can market it as the Phenom versus the Phenomenal one?
It makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's not the first time I guess we've marketed a match because their nicknames are similar. Yeah. I'll give it to you. The question is, at the moment, if we're looking at Raw, AJ Styles, it's not like he's open. He is a little preoccupied with one Aleister Black. Maybe they finish their deal up at Elimination Chamber and we move on quickly. AJ Styles obviously has the OC behind him as well. Maybe we lighten the load a little bit and the Undertaker gets involved in a multi-man match? Put Aleister
probably
with him,
would
lighten
just
him up?
rather... I'd rather see a one-on-one, to be
Mhm.
honest. And I think AJ's probably the best person that they could put with Taker at this stage of his career to get the best kind of match out of him as possible.
The thing I keep trying to solve, and it might be a non-existent problem, is where do you put Aleister? Because I'm really feeling for my guy. I want him to have something. I'm going to keep shoehorning him in on this show to random feuds and random ideas to give him a WrestleMania spot. But the spots are slowly being taken up, and he doesn't have one just yet.
Well, unfortunately, not everybody is going to have a WrestleMania spot. He might end up winning a certain battle royal.
No, that's like the kiss of death. I need to go see who's won this thing. We got what? Big Show, Cesaro. Those are the two I remember. Who else we got here? Baron
Braun's won
Corbin,
it.
Mojo Rawley, Matt Hardy, Braun Strowman. That's a list of names. Definitely a list. Braun didn't do a whole hell of a lot, but he's got the Intercontinental title now, so he wasn't completely lost. Cesaro kind of got lost in the shuffle. Big Show faded away. Baron Corbin keeps picking up accolades quietly and slowly like King of the Ring in this. Mojo Rawley's completely and utterly off the radar, and Matt Hardy's come and go, and maybe we don't know. So why not? Just put Aleister's name on this list as well. Let's give him that. What else are we gonna give him? But then, a secondary question. What does Ricochet do?
Lay in the hospital because he's probably broken by now.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, he can recover in 4 weeks. Well, however long there is between now and WrestleMania.
I'm hearing rumors of a multi-man match for the United States Championship. Throw him in there.
Yeah. We always get one big sort of multi-man match for one of the mid-card titles. So yeah, biff him on in. A lot of flippy guys. Just throw a ladder in while you're at it. And it'll pop off fine. Or Ricochet is dealing a little bit with Luke Gallows right now. Or at least last week on Raw, should I say. Maybe Ricochet and Black team back up? Get both our guys a spot.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
I'm just trying to get our guys spots on WrestleMania, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not pitching Ricochet versus Undertaker here. Because
no,
that match probably would not work.
No, it would not. As much as I love Ricochet, his style does not match at all. Even with Taker 5 years ago, let alone Taker today.
Taker today and Ricochet would not be a pretty sight to behold. But I don't know. The Raw tag team scene is in a bit of a state of flux at the moment, so maybe they get that injected into them. Something with a bunch of the teams, you know, Viking Warriors, AOP, OC, Ricochet Black, Street Profits. You got something there. Obviously, the champs at the moment, potentially, possibly, depending, Rollins and Murphy, maybe they head into it with it, I don't know. But there's...
Yeah, I have a feeling they're probably going to lose the titles here in the next couple of weeks. Because I have a feeling that Rollins would be too busy with a singles match to defend them at WrestleMania. Because we all know Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins is happening at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be something to happen for them to drop the titles between now and then. And I have a feeling it will be because Kevin Owens got involved in the match. But the question is who becomes the champions? I guess the Street Profits.
Or Black and Ricochet. I'm gonna shoehorn them in somewhere. I don't care if I have to make custom WrestleMania graphics. They're getting on that card. Yeah, I think the Raw Tag Champs, as you say, will switch up. Whether the final match is Seth versus Kevin, which is like 99.9% likely, I think Seth will be in a singles match regardless. He's not the kind of guy I think you'd want to put him in a tag team match at WrestleMania sort of thing, especially at the moment, how hot he is. Potentially, maybe, if Samoa Joe was on the table, but he kind of took himself off the table.
Yeah, he got suspended for a wellness violation. So he's going to be gone for 30 days. He might, that'll probably end just couple weeks before WrestleMania, but still, there's not going to be a lot left for him to do.
To be fair, he was also, I believe, nursing an injury he got while filming a commercial. So, he's doubly out. I'd strike him off your list if you had him appearing at WrestleMania. So, yeah, most likely we're going to see a Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins match. How do you stretch it through Elimination Chamber? Maybe you just biff them both in the chamber. Maybe we have 3 chamber matches. Why not? Why not overuse this gimmick? Put them all in there.
Yeah, but what would be the purpose of having the 3rd chamber match, or a chamber match for Raw? We already know the match at WrestleMania.
Poops and gigs. I've got nothing. The right to face the Undertaker. And put them all in there. That would
have only worked if the streak was still intact.
That's true. Damn it. I'm out of ideas. The right to face Aleister Black. Yeah, there's really no other way. If you want to overuse the gimmick, if you really, really wanted to, then SmackDown Women's is your only other shot. Unless maybe they defend the US title in one? Like, I don't see the Intercontinental title, but maybe the US title?
But then that would kill the multi-man match that would be for WrestleMania, because all the same people that would be potentially in that match would be in your proposed match.
This is true. Switch it up a little. Maybe give Andrade a bit of a bump by putting in a lot more of the main event guys. Your Kevin Owens, your Seth Rollinses. Retains through that, and then you put him up against your Humberto Carrillos and your other guys, and then you make him lose. I'm running out of ideas, okay? My brain on fantasy booking is not running high at the moment.
Nope.
But there is one thing for show that we are going to see WrestleMania weekend, and it is the Bella Twins being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Congratulations.
I think you particularly, as with most things really, love this announcement because it pees off the internet.
Yeah, because they're too short-sighted to realize that it's Vince's club. He can induct whoever he wants, regardless of who's in and who's not. And 2, the Bellas actually deserve it. They built an empire while in the WWE, and they did something important, and they had a major impact on the business itself too.
Yeah, well, these are all fair points, and it is because of this that is our entrance theme this week. It is the Bella Twins theme playing for you now. But you can't touch. You keep dreaming on the stars above. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM, ArrowFM, and NPR. I'm Grady, he's Josh, and let's talk about Eric Rowan's little cage, because it cost him his match against Aleister Black this week. Are we going to get a reveal, or is this just going to be one of these little character quirks that never gets explained?
I don't even want to know anymore.
You've given up.
I've heard it's a spider.
Oh, well, that's a bit boring.
That would be so... 1, that'd be anticlimactic, and 2, I want it dead immediately.
Yeah, I don't quite know. I guess there's always these things where if at the moment you were to reveal it, like if you were revealing it next week, I feel like no matter what was in there, you would feel it's anticlimactic and not have been worth the hype. You've either got to reveal it quickly, before the hype gets built, or hold on to it long enough that the hype dies down. And so, let's not reveal it for another 6 months. I'm sure the hype will die down faster than that. Or maybe instead of 1 spider, it's 100 spiders.
How do you burn it with fire then?
Just get a flamethrower. No more spiders. But let's jump on to something else, and this is Randy Orton now. Because since the Rumble, we've been eyeing this Randy Orton Edge match at WrestleMania. But since the Rumble, Orton's gone into a bit of a holding pattern. Are we waiting for Edge? Are we just waiting for him to show up on Raw and get his revenge?
That's basically it. Edge is in a limited capacity, so it's not like he can be there every week anyway. So yeah, he's just doing what he's doing right now, just to pass time, and unfortunately for Matt Hardy, he got tortured by Randy Orton.
The question is though, when do you pull that trigger? When do you say, "Alright, Edge, let's build this match"?
I'll go with the Raw after Elimination Chamber is when he comes back.
Gotcha, March something or other.
Yeah, March 9th.
Yep.
Randy will have a match, he'll win, he'll go to do something sadistic to whoever his opponent is, and out of nowhere, Edge will come out and spear him.
Sounds like some good build. And then I'm going to ask the blatantly obvious question. Who wins at Mania?
That's a good question. I'll say Edge. Orton's somebody who doesn't have to win. So yeah, I'll go with Edge.
Okay. We're going to jump over to SmackDown. We're winging our way around because I do want to talk about the Symphony of Destruction match. With all the instruments, a bit of fun with Strowman and Elias taking out Nakamura and Cesaro. But what is this Intercontinental Championship feud at this point?
I don't know. It's a simple answer. I do not know.
Because, Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro, a bit of a team, both under the tutelage of Sami Zayn, I think, possibly, maybe. And Braun Strowman, he takes the belt off Shinsuke, and you're like, okay. And then Elias pops in, and then Elias inserts himself, and you're like, okay, you've got a 2-on-2 feud here, but this belt is still on Strowman. And I don't think them playing around with instruments and smashing Shinsuke's head on a piano is the end of this weird 4-way, 5-way combinational feud that they're having.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe shove them in the chamber. Just the 4. Break all the rules. The numbers don't work. I don't care. I've told you, my fantasy booking brain is running weak. Maybe it'll do better next week when stuff is in a little less of a state of flux, and we know a little bit more. Maybe. Given this could all sound really foolish right now. But the number one guy, obviously, when you've got Strowman, he's champ. You got Nakamura and Cesaro on the other side. I'm feeling for Elias. I think this guy might get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. It's one of those cases where I think it's just... he just came back from injury. I'm not sure that they have concrete plans for him. At least, concrete plans that I hope that are not John Cena.
Well, the guy is really over. And I think no one's sort of sitting here going, Elias John Cena would be a bad match. We're sort of going, Elias would have to be heel to make that match work, and that means you're ruining everything that's just happened with Elias getting way over as a face. And
yeah, it's just one of those situations where we're just not sure what we're seeing.
Maybe I screw over my boy. Maybe Elias wins the Battle Royal at WrestleMania. There we go. It's fine, because Aleister Black will be challenging Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre in a triple threat match anyway for the WWE title. It's fine. So let's have Elias win the Battle Royal. Take home a trophy. But we do also, as much as we love our Raw and our SmackDown women's titles that we've talked about a little bit, The NXT Women's title getting a bit of focus, especially heading into WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair goes down to NXT this week. Went with Bianca Belair, who challenged her last week. The two put on a banger of a match, but Charlotte did eventually walk out the winner.
As expected and needed. We just need Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. That's all we need. And we're going to get that.
You don't want the triple threat? Do it.
No, we don't need the triple threat.
Do it.
That would completely destroy the purpose of the match. The purpose of the match is to put the title over. And its champion, Rhea.
Do we ever truly know the purpose of anything with the WWE? This is our best guess.
In this case, it's pretty obvious.
Maybe they're just going to have Charlotte Flair win. Swerve us all.
Still puts the title over.
It's true. And probably Rhea in losing as well, but bit of a swerve that we wouldn't see coming.
No, I think Rhea winning cleanly is one that's a surprise.
Okay.
Would surprise some people, because everybody says, oh, Charlotte's going to win the title. You don't know that.
We never know nothing. There's like 4 people that might know that. And realistically, 1. And they probably changed their mind in the last 10 minutes. Something else, while we're on NXT, I would like to mention Finn Balor, triumphant, comes on out, and he's sitting there, all high and mighty in his face of NXT-ness. And Imperium show up. Walter sends his regards. Are we heading to Bella Walter?
Why not? We can't do Ben for the NXT Championship. So why not?
I've heard some interesting options, so let me lay out the full option. You get yourself Bella versus Walter at NXT Tampa Bay just before WrestleMania. Imperium get themselves in the match. Dirty finish. Doesn't matter who comes out on top. Rematch at NXT UK TakeOver Dublin in Ireland. Finn Balor as the Demon versus Walter.
Book it.
Done. See, the one time I have a good booking idea, I stole it from the internet. I steal all the things. I'm fine with Finn Balor getting a homecoming. The downside of that is, if it's for the title, that means Walter's losing the title. The upside means Finn Balor's going to NXT UK.
Yeah, that would keep him busy for a while. That would allow Dream to take the NXT Championship run with it for a while. And then they could bring Balor back when they're ready to do that match.
They do have... I don't know, I feel like this is the solution for 2 problems. There's a lot of upper card guys in NXT America right now. Finn Balor is one of them, where you could be asking yourself, why isn't he going for that title? And then you move to NXT UK, and you're looking at it, and you're going, well, Walter's the champ, and his credible challengers are... And the list ends there. He's taken out everybody. There's kind of no big name left on NXT UK that you could put on a billboard and go, Walter versus this guy. And Sabella suits.
Yeah, they kind of have blown through pretty much everybody who could have beaten Walter.
And
so
then,
yeah, I guess it would take a demon to take down Walter.
And then we also get the bonus of when that belt is off Walter, so many more options for like number 1 contenders.
Yeah, that does open the doors. But then what do you do with Walter? Because Walter does not want to move to the US, so you can't really move him to NXT.
You just have to have him running around.
Yeah, they're not... As much as I like Walter, and I think the company likes Walter, they're not going to just furnish a private plane to fly him in every week.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
I think he'll stay NXT UK and potentially become some sort of like final boss kind of guy. Your other option, just because I remember I just said there's no good credible challenges. Yes, I get it. Ilya Dragunov is an option. don't think they'll pull the trigger on putting the NXT UK title on him or putting him over Walter just yet. Just want to clarify the one elephant in the room. So, I'm booking it. Demon Balor defeating Walter for the NXT UK title in TakeOver Dublin. Done. It's written down in the history book. And that's all we got time for this week. It's been great talking to you.
Bye, D.
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/WrestlingRadio, Twitter page, twitter.com/WrestlingRadio, and we'll see you next week with a preview for Elimination Chamber.